Costco in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm here for a wedding, so I thought I'd get some gifts for the family because we're gonna have a little get together today. They're gonna have a lot of different things here that I've never seen before. This is my first time in Cleveland, Ohio. In fact, it's my first time in the area in general. I know it might be unusual to hear me talk about how there's less Asian people here, but until you leave Washington and go somewhere that's completely different, you don't realize how many Asian people or how dense it is with Asians in the area that we live. Because here, it's like a completely different demographic. And that's why I'm excited, because I'm probably gonna see items that I don't normally see in other places, like this right here. Yingling. This is a beer company that's really popular in the Midwest. I've never seen that at our Costco. Another thing I noticed, their meat section is a lot smaller, less selection here. That's different. I just assumed there'd be tons of meat here, maybe more than ours, but yeah, it almost seems like the whole meat department is just overall smaller. There is this Mongolian style beef stir fry. Every single Costco I've ever been to was close to the West Coast or on the West Coast. And every city I've been to also has all kinds of different Asian people. It makes sense that their selection would really reflect the people and what they eat. Like these, I don't know if we have this at our Costco right now because of the season, but they have this Oktoberfest pork shoulder and Oktoberfest buttered spatzel. Two things I don't think I've ever seen and I wouldn't expect to see at our Costco. Pupusas, birria and cheese. Sounds actually hella good. Hella meatballs. There's literally 5 different kinds of meatballs here. I'm curious because it is October, so I wonder if some of this stuff just hasn't hit our shelves. We got this pumpkins and bats ravioli. It's got creamy ricotta, mozzarella, parmesan, and aged Asiago. So this is something from the Pacific Northwest. Ivar's soup or clam chowder. It's interesting, I've never seen it called Ivar's Soup Company, but yeah, Ivar's is a local restaurant in Seattle, and this is their famous clam chowder. I can't recall if I've ever seen it at our Costco before. There are some usual items here. The Panera mac and cheese, basil pesto, usuals. We don't have this specific brand, but we always have tomato basil soup. And I did find the one other Asian product here, the kimchi. They must love kimchi here for them to have it, because literally 2 Asian products. And that Mongolian stir fry doesn't even look that authentic, I guess you could say. I don't even know if Mongolian beef is created in Mongolia. Might be one of those Americanized Asian foods. More meatballs in sandwich form. Okay, let's check out if they have toilet paper. And no toilet paper. Like literally, it's all sold out here. I overheard the employee saying that it was a panic buy, but he thinks it's kind of crazy because first off, the strike of the dock workers is over. And he said that the paper supply wouldn't be affected. So yeah, people are still panic buying here. Okay, definitely no bubble teas. They do have this Chi Force flavored sparkling water, which I've never tried before, but they got it. Outside of that, it's way different. Okay, what is this? Plar Brum sparkling water. Get a little zesty with the sparkling sensation of lime. Okay, so generally speaking, not only is there less Asian choices here, there's just less of a selection. And what's interesting is the store footprint doesn't seem to be smaller, but it's just laid out differently. There's just not as many options. Judy suggested I get a dessert. Not sure if this is common in other Costco's. Maple butter pecan. This looks actually hella good. Selfishly, I want to try it. Mixed berry streusel cheesecake. Definitely gonna get that. So I don't even know if this is something common or if this is unique to this area. Yeah, mixed berry streusel cheesecake. I've never seen it, but it sounds hella good. They definitely got the croissants. Looks very similar. In fact, exactly the same. Lots of muffins. Pumpkin streusel muffin. I'm sure we have that at our Costco too. Then they've got this vanilla chocolate chunk muffin. Looks good. Okay, so I just breezed right through the produce section because I'm not gonna buy any fruit or vegetables, but I can say this, way smaller. That section's way smaller, definitely less options. It's almost as if people don't shop here for produce as much. And their liquor laws are probably different here in Ohio, so they had no liquor. I was actually coming here to buy whiskey specifically. Probably should check that. In Washington, you can buy all kinds of liquor at Costco, and it's a really good price, as you've seen if you watched my shopping vlogs there. But They don't got it here. So I wonder if Korean food's really popular because here in their, I think this is their frozen section. Is it frozen? Found this kimbap. That's new to me. I wonder if we have that in Seattle. I've never seen it though. Now that I think about it, that is crazy that they have a sushi-like dish that's got seaweed on it and rice in the freezer. I've heard of these companies having a new way of freezing these things so it still tastes good and the texture is okay. Because it's really hard to freeze or refrigerate rice and it still has that same kind of chew. Togarashi green beans. That sounds like something that would be really good. Kind of jealous because we definitely don't have this one. I'm actually really excited for the food court because hopefully they have something different. Now, Cleveland, Ohio, they're known for corned beef, I think kielbasa's or sausages, I believe. What else? They're known for a pizza bagel. There's a famous pizza bagel in Cleveland. We're actually staying downtown, just a little bit outside of the city. Let me know. If you're from Cleveland, what should I try? Okay, the girls would love this. A lunch kit variety pack. Pork raised with no antibiotics, no growth hormones, humanely raised. Anyways, yeah, I'm hoping that they have something different at their food court here because I'm kind of hungry. And don't worry, I'm gonna eat plenty of food that's outside of Costco, but if they have something that's unique here, I just want to try it. Okay, I've seen cider already twice, and specifically a type of cider I've never seen. But this is a brand, I think the Knudsen family. I actually buy their cherry juice, but they have this cider and spice. It's the first time I've ever seen this juice from this company. They must love cider here or something. I've never seen apple cider in a gallon container like that. In Washington, of course, we grow a lot of apples. We're known for apples, so apple cider isn't unusual. It's just I've never seen it at Costco before. The Knudsen's family spiced apple cider, I've just never even seen that flavor, period, even at other grocery stores where I buy that juice, the cherry juice. So I wonder if that's something to do with the East Coast or this area where apple cider, especially this time of year, is just more popular. New product, chestnuts. In Japan, chestnuts are actually pretty popular. I've never seen this sold here though. Peeled, tree ripened in a box. Shopping for this food is making me so hungry. I'm really hoping they have something new up there at the front. And I'm hoping I don't see you know what. They got this Olive Garden dressing. They've got the Hidden Valley Ranch, ketchup, mustard, olive oil mayo, Miracle Whip, Hellman's, A1 sauce. They don't have it. If you know, you know. Okay, this is probably my favorite find here. Look at this. A whole huge can of San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. Man, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had this. I would totally buy a whole bunch of these. How much is that? $5.99? No way. This whole freaking thing is $5.99? That's a good deal. Why can't we have this? I think the can is like a third of the size. Would cost $4, and San Marzano is legit. If you're gonna make a good, like spaghetti sauce, use San Marzano. Man, I can't believe it. I wonder if it's because they're closer to the East Coast. It doesn't cost as much to ship, so they can sell it for a lot less. Because I've noticed when it comes to tomato products, you get way better canned tomato products here on the East Coast than the West Coast, sadly, especially if you're looking for stuff from Italy. Okay, people must love their sardines here because, look, they've got Wild Pacific sardines right next to sardine fillets, canned. First time I've ever seen that. I can't recall ever seeing sardines at another Costco. I wonder what they're using it for, if they're just eating it out of a can. Okay, I do have a theory about the sardines. So Ohio, if you're not familiar, it's on the East Coast, but it's not really. It's kind of inland a little bit more. Though they're right next to these huge lakes, there's probably not as much seafood here, fresh seafood. So maybe they just, as a city, as an area, always ate a lot more seafood out of a can compared to us on the West Coast. We literally have fresh seafood all year round, and we have easy access to it, kind of like Italian tomato products, because they're literally closer to Italy. They're on the East Coast. I wonder if that's the case when it comes to canned seafood, because I did notice they had a lot of options. Now we have a lot of canned tuna, and I think canned salmon. They had canned salmon here. Now that I think about it, I don't think we have canned salmon at Costco. Okay, I'm totally getting the office vibes because look at this. Sweet pickled beets in a jar, new for me. And then organic beets, whole peeled and cooked. Wow, it love their beats. And guess what? Even though The Office was filmed in LA, but it was based out of Scranton, Pennsylvania, I believe. Ohio is right next to Pennsylvania. So I wonder if, like the sardine, if beets are just in general more popular here. We actually grow a lot of beets in Washington, really good beets, and my mom makes the best beet salad, but it's not that you wouldn't see canned beets like that. You wouldn't see canned beets like that back at home. Couple things here that look delicious. These are loaves, cinnamon, lemon, and raspberry. Oh my gosh, the side view looks so good. This might be something good to bring back to the family. Little churro bites. Oh, these are churro donut bites. Yum! I think I'm gonna get this instead. So one thing about Cleveland that I love and I have observed is people are really friendly here. Maybe more friendly than most places I've been to. Definitely more friendly than Washington. Now, I'm not saying people from Washington aren't friendly. It's just the service I've gotten and the way they talk to you is so different. And even here, I was noticing some employees talking to each other. Just have like little chat, happy, good, positive mood. Just so different than what I've observed. I mean, this is the thing, when you're working, it's not like you have to be happy or anything like that, but people tend to be a little bit more serious in Washington, at least at our Costco. Here, smiles, lots of smiles. Even at the airport, it's usually where you see a lot of people really not in a good mood. Everybody was in a good mood when we landed here in Cleveland, so tell me if I'm the only one that noticed that, or if you've noticed it too. Now, if you live in Cleveland, you probably just think that's normal. Let me know if you are from here and when you travel to a place like Seattle, if you notice if we're in a bad mood. Now, don't hold it against us. We have clouds and rain for about 8 months of the year, so that would make anybody miserable, or at least look miserable. Cleveland's own Little Italy marinara sauce. This is one of the things I love about Costco. They're always supporting local businesses. This is not in Washington, and I kind of wish we did have it because it looks hella good. And this is a 3-pack. These 3 huge bottles, $11.99. I think food is way cheaper here too, because there's already a few things that have been priced less here compared to if we were in Washington. They definitely have Christmas decorations here too, very early. I heard a theory, one reason they did get Christmas decorations so early is because they were getting ready for the strikes. But tell me if that's the truth, or tell me if that's just complete speculation. Strike's over, so maybe they won't have any more issues. I'm very, very excited to check out so I can finally see if they've got different things on their menu. By the way, this is my favorite broth right now. If I were to have to buy broth, Kettle and Fire, and they got a 6-pack here, and this stuff is really good and probably really good for you because it's a bone broth versus just like a basic broth. It's only 22 bucks, which sounds expensive, but for what you get, definitely compared to what I would pay for this, it's a really good deal. When I get back to Washington, I'm actually looking forward to making bone broth because we ran out. What we like to do is make a big batch of bone broth, and we'll use up a whole bunch of it, you know, in that week, and then the rest of it we freeze. We put it into Ziploc bags, I flatten it, and then it's ready to go whenever you want. Because bone broth, as you saw, can get really expensive. But the health benefits, especially if you're making it yourself and you put some intestines in the bone broth mixture, it's really good for you. Sadly, nothing different on this menu. Bummer. All right, so that was my shopping trip to a Cleveland, Ohio Costco. As I mentioned, it's not actually in Cleveland. They don't have any in Cleveland. It's outside of Cleveland. Yeah, and I stand corrected. It's not kielbasas that they're known for. They are famous for Polish dogs, which, funny enough, Costco used to carry Polish dogs. They don't anymore. They do all beef franks, but yeah, somebody told me I need to try Polish dogs. Oh, fresh air. All right, so when I was checking out and when I was showing my receipt, the guy was kind of looking at me. These days, a lot of employees, I don't know if they're seeing my videos, but they do kind of look at me differently than I'm used to experiencing. As he's giving me my receipt back, he said, "Hey, are you a content creator?" I said, "Oh yeah, I am." And he gave me a big smile. I was like, "Good to know." They're just so friendly. Everybody's so friendly here, which is sad that I would notice the difference compared to Washington. 100%, this is the cheapest Costco trip I've ever been on. It was fun. I was a little bummed because I was coming here for liquor. Now I have to go to actual liquor store, which I don't mind, but it's probably gonna be way more expensive. Definitely way less Asian people and Asian products. But as I kept shopping, there was a whole bunch of stuff in the freezer aisle. I didn't vlog it because it's all kind of the same thing, but a lot less. There was Korean options, Japanese, and Chinese. No Filipino foods. I didn't see one Filipino thing. Was surprised by some of the things I found. The most bummer thing is the food court. I really wish that every Costco would offer something unique to that area, because that just would be fun. When you go to another city, you want to eat somewhere that's local, but it'd be kind of cool if every Costco's food court had something that was representative of the area. Like I remember in SoCal, they used to have churros at the Costco. I miss those churros. Well, I guess that's more of a reason to go to a local restaurant. So Cleveland, Ohio, Costco, done.